You've probably figured out by now, gaucho culture is all about making use of whatever the open range can give you. So of course, those innards they pulled out of the cow won't go to waste.
Amazing. This is like a rogues gallery of miscellaneous parts.
Something you notice out here, gauchos bring a certain panache to everything they do. You don't just grill the cow intestines, you braid them first.
But the real question is, can you do this behind your back without looking?
I got 1,000 pesos says he can't do it.
Never start a land war in Asia and never make a 1,000 peso bet with a gaucho.
After a little time on the grill, those braided intestines are brown and crispy. But there's no doubt about what you're eating.
Oh. Those are earthy. I mean, they're very clean, but that is fuerza, strong.
One of the tastiest morsels is the pancreas, wrapped in caul fat.
It tastes like liver pate without all the fancy French chefs having to have a hand in it. It's just very mushy, very soft. Tastes like a puree of meat seasoned with liver and a little bit of cognac and shallot. That's pretty amazing.
A lot of what I've seen here at Bomba Chica is pretty amazing. Like a polo game that uses bare hands instead of mallets. They're nice guys, so they let the helpless gringo at least try to play along. This game is called pato, Spanish for duck, because it was originally played with a dead duck for a ball. Like I said, gauchos know how to make use of whatever the open range can give them. In a place like Palermo, one of the city's biggest, most diverse neighborhoods, you can find 700 different restaurants. Of course, a lot of them serve beef, but there's one that marches to a different drum.
Now, what I love about the food here, the alligators are the same size as the wild rabbits, and the wild rabbits have bigger teeth.
Yes.
Long before the Europeans came with their cattle, there was other meat in Argentina. One restaurateur has made it his mission to put Argentina's indigenous meats back on the menu. This is Oro y Candido, owned and operated by Marcelo Epstein, an exotic meat purveyor who runs the restaurant as a labor of love. His goal is to create fine dining out of animals that were regular meals about 500 years ago. Animals like these. The rabbit is actually a vizcacha. This rodent is like a chinchilla on steroids, growing up to 2 feet long and 20 pounds in size. And this guy is just what he looks like, a young gator, or caiman in South America.
Now, these are both examples of indigenous animals that used to be very popular with the native culture, but then when the Spanish came, disappeared?
But in a way, it is good that they have stopped it, because 10 years ago, we almost ran out of these.
Marcelo's not just saving indigenous foods, he's helping save indigenous animals. Turning alligators into food makes them an asset. People who once poached them for their skins now work to protect and nurture the gator population as a sustainable resource.
So now we can eat it. It's one of the best proteins in the world. Has 3 omegas. It's really healthy.
Healthy or not, Aboriginal meats like gator and vizcacha have been a hard sell for Buenos Aires beef-loving diners.
This is a meat-first culture.
Yes.
You know, if it doesn't come off of a cow sitting in a field somewhere,
It's hard.
for people to get their arms around.
Absolutely, you said it.
Oro y Candido makes these unfamiliar meats more accessible by serving them dressed up as things like milanesa, escabeche, and these empanadas.
Ooh, look at how beautiful that one is. This is a small little river alligator in orange empanada. Oh, it's just fantastic.
Wow. Do you like that?
It's amazing. Usually, alligator like that is too lean for something like this. This is creamy and delicate.
Yeah.
And delicious.
If I want a taste of the rest of Oro y Candido's menagerie, I have to head for the dining room.
Because the faster we get out of the kitchen, the faster we're eating. So the first thing is the...
Yeah, that weird, teethy, toothy animal, escabeche. There you go.
Beautiful.
Very traditional preparation.
Traditionally, escabeche is fish or chicken poached in vinegar with onions and other vegetables. Oro y Candido does it with vizcacha. You'd never guess this started out as something so gnarly looking.
Oh, look at how much more delicate the meat
looks
now.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's nice. That's very light.
I find it less wild tasting than what it looked like.
It tastes like almonds. I mean, it tastes like it just tastes nutty. It's very lean. It's wonderful.
The alligator gets a similar makeover and becomes milanesa, an everyday dish of breaded and pan-fried pork or chicken.
It is meant for people not to be scared and to makes it easy.
You know, a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. If you took a big alligator chop with a paw, you know, on the end of it and put it down on the plate, you may not have as many takers.
Or even in this case, a stew would be not as easy.
If you believe everything that you read online, you are an evangelist of tremendous importance for indigenous foods in this country. Are you comfortable with that label?
I love it.
You love it.
If Marcelo is an evangelist, I'm now a convert. This is a secret, centuries-old ritual about Earth and the spirit world, males and females, and food. I'm standing in the backyard of an ordinary house in a Buenos Aires neighborhood with indigenous people from the Andes. Meet Sacha Sawila Wilka, or Sasha, and her niece, Alejandra. They are Quechua, Aboriginal people from the mountains in northeast Argentina. And this is a pachamanca, a ceremonial meal cooked in an underground oven.
Now, because the earth is sacred and feminine, it's the man's job to open up the hole and build the fire, but it's still the woman who's in charge.
Sasha and her family live in the suburb of Florencio Varela, about 45 minutes west of downtown Buenos Aires. It's a neighborhood of immigrants from all over South America who catch the bus to work each day in the city. You'd never know to look at it that there's ancient magic happening in one of these homes. Sasha is cooking up a Quechua feast with stews of chicken guts and fermented corn, rotten freeze-dried potatoes, and pit-roasted lamb. This meal is a ritual honoring the earth and sky. The Quechua believe the sun is male and the earth is female. So everything about the meal is also divided between male and female. There are even male and female stones in the fire. With the stones, I can't tell which is which. With the food, some of it's fairly obvious.
This is very masculine.
Yes, that is the male.
Yes.
In all this table, that would be the male, the other one
Well,
would be the females.
Actually, I don't want to correct you, but this would actually be two men.
Two men.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
Dos muchachos.
Dos muchachos, dos hombres, he said.
Representan Hanaj Pacha, Kai Pacha,
This represents
Yu Pacha.
the heaven, already the space, and the land, and the underground as well. That's why it is 3 leaves that she will give to each member of the ceremony.
Next in the ceremony, we're given 3 coca leaves and instructed to send out good wishes to the universe. And yes, that's the same kind of leaf used for making cocaine. Chicha, a fermented corn drink, is offered to the earth. Very few people outside the culture have ever witnessed this ceremony, and cameras are usually forbidden.
You also, earlier before the cameras rolled, had to ask permission from the Pachamama.
We have done it on Sunday.
Just so everyone knows, the Earth Mom gave us the big thumbs up.